And to see DeMond get did by his own move, oh, that hurt. That hurt even more. The move you do to people all the time, he got you with 3 shots at the end. That's tough.
Welcome everybody to On My Bull, your source for real Bulls content from real Bulls fans. Once again, I'm your boy John J, and with me as always is the incomparable D Snow from the Go. Talk to him, Snow.
Southside. You know we in the house.
Yes.
Now what's good, man? Hey, I got the belt put to me this week. You know, came out here all sad and was worried. Thought my team was starting to Will Tommy and boy, them boys had me jumping out my seat like the 90s.
Man, that's what I told you. That's what they needed.
It was a great week for Bulls basketball, man. Shout out to the Bulls for not only playing well this week, man, but for beating some good teams, man. I'm happy.
Yeah. Look, some chemistry building going on. Yes, sir. I'm glad you mentioned it. But before we get into it, see what I need is for you. Please show us some love. Give us a like, share, subscribe, comment. We need that because you ain't gotta pay for this show. It's totally free. That's all we need. That's our payment right there. Because that right there is gonna give YouTube the okay to go ahead and send us out to the rest of the world. Let them know we got something cooking over here. So please help us out with that. That's what we had. That's my
love, man.
Question. That's my thanks.
To the cleanest Chicago Bulls podcast that's out there on the internet right now. We getting it out the mud, born and raised out the Chi, showing love to all
Yes,
Bulls. Show some love back, man. That's all we ask.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, like you said, we had some big wins this week, man. A lot to be thankful for. When I got there and I had all my turkey and my dressing and mac and cheese and all that good old stuff, what do you have to be thankful for? The Bulls beat the Celtics and the Bucks back to back. It was fire. I'm thankful.
Hey, and that Bucks win was big for us because we have not been beating the Bucks lately, especially in Milwaukee. I mean, the Bulls showed us what we already knew, that we are a good team that can contend with anybody, man. It's about time the real Bulls team finally reared his big head.
That's what I told you. Mr. Homer had left the building last week, but I'm trying to tell you he's back. He's back today, ladies and gentlemen, in full effect. Mr. Homer. If I had one of them Homer Simpson donuts, I'd probably
Hey,
right into that thing.
I was about ready to start tanking for Victor, you know, because, I mean,
Victor,
I was
who's
really
your mama?
Hey, Victor, who's your whammy? But yeah, man, it was nice to see us actually come out and play Chicago Bulls basketball, doing the things that help us win. Playing great offense, taking good shots, playing good defense. Our bench playing well. I mean, hey, let's talk about the emergence of Pat Williams.
Let's talk about it then. Go ahead. Okay. It's on me? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you jump in it first, and then I'll come on the real because I have been tough on Pat. You've been a believer since day one, so I think it's your time to, give a little shine to Pat.
Yeah, I will. I've been tough on him too a little bit, but yes. Good week, Pat. Good work this week. Good work this week, Pat. He put up 17 against Boston. He averaged about 13 for the week. And I tell you what, Pat seemed like he putting together a highlight block every night. Good work, Pat. We see you. We see you, boy. You listening. I dig it. He's shooting the ball. He was 3 for 4 from 3 against Boston. He's shooting the thing now. He's starting to have a little bit of faith. We've been had faith. We knew he could do it, but he had to have faith in himself, and it looked like it's starting to come now. So, big shout out to Pat. I like what I'm seeing. What you got?
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I am very happy to see that the number 4 pick for us a couple of years ago is showing some promise like he should. I mean, that's too high of a pick to not get something out of that. So I expect a lot more, and I still need more. I mean, I'm still seeing him step out of bounds for a turnover, maybe miss a little defensive assignment here and there. I know he's young. I know he's raw. He is showing some promise, though, and he's playing against some big-time offensive players every night. It's not like he's going out there and just hiding in the corner. He's sticking Giannis, and playing well, not afraid.
When you doing that, I can kind of accept some of the other flaws when you showing me improvement in that area and you taking on the biggest dog in their yard.
Hey, that's the big number one thing nobody talks about. How much energy it takes to play defense in today's NBA. It is not easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
Giannis gonna put you to work, and he did his job. For as much as any one person can slow him down, he can't be stopped. But he had a couple highlight blocks on Giannis in that game.
And the thing is, Pat
all it takes is energy.
Pat looks bigger than he is. His dimensions are serious. Because, I mean, like I said, we were looking for that aggressiveness that he wasn't showing us. It's there now. Every game, I'm seeing him looking like he's not afraid to be here. He's not looking like the deer in headlights kid. He's looking like he's here to contribute.
That confidence. He could fit in. He got that I could fit in confidence.
And how about your boy Kobe White with the biggest game to me? I don't care what nobody say. That was the biggest game of Kobe White's career for me. That night, that game against Milwaukee, hitting those 2 big shots at the end of the 4th quarter. I mean, with the game on the line, Kobe has never been in that situation.
I tell you what, I felt good with Kobe in the lineup for them couple big wins, right? It's like, Kobe was the key.
Hey, we were truly missing his shooting without a doubt. I mean, he's a great shooter.
Still a spark plug.
He reminds me of a true value Benny Johnson, for the Detroit Pistons back in the day. He's got that type of game. But when he's off, he's off. When he's on, he's on. But if he can be consistent with it, I mean,
I will admit sometimes he can get a little out of control. He'll get to feeling himself and doing a little bit too much, but he got the spark that we've been needing. We've been missing during that losing streak.
The only thing I need from him is to not miss wide open shots and nobody's running at you. Those should be knocked down. This is the NBA. Yeah. You've been shooting for 20-something years. When nobody's running at you, you wide open, those should be knocked down. Those are free throws all day long. And that's the only thing that's missing from Kobe's game to me. He's still missing some of those. But I think that comes with time, being in a situation, and just being in the game when it matters. Like, people don't understand, like, the game is different when you're getting blown out by 30 or when you're down by 1. Those are 2 different scenarios, and the game is so different at those moments. And, I mean, to see Kobe out there at those moments, to see Pat out there at those moments, I mean, I noticed they've been sitting Ayo down and putting Caruso in those moments, So, I mean, let's talk about that, man. I mean, we were talking about firing Billy. Is Billy pushing the right buttons?
Man, I think we might have been premature in our criticism of him. I mean, we might not have believed in the move, but even for the Zach, the spark seemed to have worked. I mean, even the next game when he came back against Boston, he had a little off shooting, but he shot himself out of it. But it seemed like it's been a spark.
The only problem I got with Billy, because I was all on, but like for you to sit Zach LaVine in those last moments because he was so cold, what just happened at OKC? I mean, yes, we have figured it out. I talked a lot of stuff about we don't have an identity. Who is our leader? No doubt about it, DeMar DeRozan is the leader of this team. Yes, Zach has the bigger paycheck, but DeMar DeRozan, and the thing, it kind of took me back to the Miami days with Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron. People don't remember, but Chris Bosh was making the most money out of all of them. He had the biggest contract, and they did that to, kind of win them in, but I really see them
because they had endorsement money, like, and he didn't he wasn't getting it like they was.
I bet you that it really feel good when he ended up having the blood clots and having to retire earlier. probably felt good that he got that come up because he was a big contributor to that team. But but back to the point, DeMar is the leader of this team. You can see that, no doubt about it. There's no questions about it. But that was one of the worst games I've seen DeMar have in a couple of years at OKC. He was not only off, but he was just out of rhythm. He just didn't look good. He hit a couple of, I'm looking
it's
for
the
him
hero ball late.
I'm looking for him to set some guys up at the end, and he kept trying. And I really feel like we lost that game because of DeMar. I'm just being honest here.
He's a warrior, but he'll live and die by that hero ball.
I feel like he was taking, you having an off night. Let's get somebody else the ball. Let's give somebody else a shot at it that's having a better night. That's what we do as teammates. Even if I'm the leader of this team, if I'm 8 for 25, it's time to get somebody else to rock. I'm having a different night. I'll never have nights like this. So guess what? I'm going to back down, and it's what we, I need adjustments in game. We shouldn't have, there's no reason why we should have lost that OKC game after winning those last 2 games. And that put that on the coaching. That's not on the players because we were in that game. Every time I look up, we were down 9, Don said we were up 1. Then we were down 7, then we're up 2. So, but it's okay though.
That's a good young spark plug of a team though. I tell you, I agree with you. Coming off those 2 big wins, it should have been a winning streak right now. But I feel better about the OKC loss than I did about the Orlando loss last week. I think this team is a little bit closer, and then they got that boy Shai G out there. He was balling. Josh Giddey, Darius Baisley.
I don't care what nobody say. DeMar stayed on that ground. He wasn't hurt. His feelings was hurt. Yeah. That man, for the game-winning shot, to get pulled in by the move you do to people every single night, that had to hurt that man.
Jumped into that pump fake. Yeah.
Hey, but like you said, shout out to Shai G, man. He is one of the up-and-coming rising stars in this league. He had a kind of offshoot night, still shot 10 or 11 from the free throw line, carried his team to the win. They have a nice young team over there. I like Josh Giddey. I like his game.
They do. They got something. But, I agree with you. That hero ball, it could get ugly. You live by the sword, die by the sword. We love DeMar for the things that he does, but we got to take the good with the bad. This is what he does. When he's scoring 15-point fourth quarters, we love it. Yeah. But when he's putting up those same shots and only scoring 7 to 9, it's like, come on, DeMar.
I really think coach is sitting Ayo in those final moments because Ayo disappears out there.
He does. Ayo start fast, and then by the halftime, that's it.
He disappears.
You might get 1 or 2 plays.
We need an offensive rebound out of you, or something like a couple of spot up threes. Like you shouldn't just be disappearing in these moments. And another thing I've noticed, Zach, stop the pump fake threes, bro. Just shoot it. Shoot it or pass it, bro. Pump fake then a shot. No, bro. Shoot in rhythm, bro. You're a great shooter in rhythm. Every time he pump fakes and shoots it, I'm worried every time. And then it's short. But I think the Bulls, after those really big wins that we got, those wins were closely contested. We played our butts off to get them. Like you say, OKC's playing well, especially at home. I think the Bulls are still trying to figure out exactly who they're going to be on a nightly basis, but I think at least we got a rhythm and we kind of going in the right direction. We know what we want to do and how to do it. DeMar had an off night. DeMar shoot 45%, we win.
Yeah. You got to take the good with the bad. It was a tough loss, but we've been playing better. And we got some winnable games coming up next week. Coming up this coming week. But before we get into that, too, I want to mention Vooch. Vooch, the stat sheet looks good on a regular basis, pretty much. But when you look at it with the microphone, the magnifying glass, he got some irritating holes in his game. Like, when Vooch is not being used offensively, he don't give a damn on defense. He just won't give any effort, and that irritates the hell out of me. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to all my homers, my homeries and homerettes. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. Still Vooch, double strong, top 3 rebounder in the league. But boy, you irritate the hell out of me when you just lumping around on play. The Bears, Matt Eberflus got a hits principle about playing hard at all times. You need to read the book on that. That lumping, I want to throw a basketball at him half the time.
Now, one of the funniest things to me is everybody that's an Orlando Magic fan, they love that trade because they know that they fleeced us in that trade. You know what? Vooch is on, Mr. Salmon, give me a drink.
I still wouldn't take back the trade, though.
I would.
I would, because
Franz Wagner is, let me tell you something, man. Franz Wagner is a force out here. That kid can not only play, he plays with a bounce and a rhythm that's unlike, man, it's a lot of these foreign guys that are coming over that are playing well. Man, that kid is a phenomenal basketball player. He's only been in the league 3 years, plus the other pick, plus Wendell. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know, but I'll say this.
It's a lot, but it's the Cleveland Cavaliers, Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love trade. I'm trying to make a spark, trying to make a move and become a contending team
and
type
I
of deal.
understand that,
versus we've had a history of nothing but lottery draft picks.
Like we're blue collar city, blue collar team. We
needed an all-star. That was the first. That if it wasn't for that, we might not have got Lonzo and DeRozan. You know, it was the necessary evil. I get what you're saying. I love Wagner and all of those guys, but
and on the outside looking in, I've always liked Vooch as a player. If you just watch the box scores, you'll think he's one of the best players on our team. When you watch the game, man, help defense, defense period. Yes, he rebounds, awesome. But when it comes to just being a part of what's going on, pick and rolls and all that, every time they switch up on him, he is barbecue chicken. You know, I just need him to give us a little bit more on defense, just a little bit more. I mean, at least have 4 or 5 fouls at the end of the game. You shouldn't go out. You shouldn't have 1 or 2 fouls at the end of the game.
Enough of these little piss poor attitude spats, whatever you get. He be having temper tantrums on the court.
And Coach Billy needs to tell him in close games when we're not playing well, last 2 minutes, you the biggest dude on the court. You should not be at the 3-point line. We need you on the box, catching the ball, drop step, getting a layup. It's the same
about
thing.
260. He go about 260, man. Use that.
We're here to win. You're not going to the 3-point shooting contest, for the All-Star game. You're not chasing no history. Yeah, you're not a bad 3-point shooter. And you hit a big one for us last game, and I think that got in his head. He hit that big one last game. He tried to do it again this game, and then he missed 3 in a row. Dude, we need you to bang, man. And that's Coach. Coach needs to tell him that. Hey, Vooch, I know you like floating out there, but this is what we need to do so we can win this game. Catch it down there. Once he catch it down there a couple of times, they'll force to double team him because he got that nice little hook. He got the drop. He has a nice down low game. I don't understand why he's shooting 5 to 6 3-pointers a game. But that's
it should be an addition to your game, not the focal point.
Yeah, that's the thing that comes with Vooch though. He's gonna have those sporadic plays where you like, what just happened?
But then here's the other side of that. The downside is with him off the court, who do we have that's gonna shoot a 3?
Drummond. No, I'm not gonna lie, man.
But you said something. Go ahead.
No. I really feel like Vooch is an integral part of when we win. No doubt about it. We don't win without him. That's facts. Yeah. But we have 100%. To find ways to quit making him look those holes in his game. We have to find ways to help him out. That's on Coach. You know his liabilities. Let's do something to help that out. I like when he brings in Green. I like when he brings in Derrick Jones Jr. These guys need to get a little bit more tick. They matter.
Speaking of Green, did you happen to see the other day when they put 5 Javante Greens on the.
I
It was like
it.
point guard, shooting guard, small forward.
You see, I just said Green. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna even say the name because I know I'm gonna blow it.
Stacey always be like, it's 5 Javante's in the green, Javante Greens on the court. They finally, it was like during the substitutions, it was like on the floor, green.
That's crazy. Mamas, quit. If your last name is Green, don't name your son DeJounte, Devontae, none of that. Let's go with something.
Yeah, funny stat in that the Boston game. There was a last name White that played for the green team. There was a last name Green that played for the white team. Wrap your mind around that for a second. But also, you mentioned in the Vooch topic about he's not gonna make history. I agree with you, but you know somebody else who just made some history.
With that,
Shout out to Zach LaVine, the money man that just tied, or just became number 2 over Ben Gordon for the Bulls' all-time three-point leader.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So he's moving up that list.
That's pretty cool.
I believe Captain Kirk is the top on that.
Heinrich.
I think Zach will catch him.
Hey, one of the toughest guys to ever play basketball for the Bulls, man. Kurt Heinrich was a
Captain
shout out to
Kirk.
Kurt Heinrich, man. That was my dude. They should love the goggles.
Yeah, shout out to telegraphing the world that you wanted Dwayne Wade in that draft, so Miami could just steal him.
Man, imagine that. Imagine if that would have happened.
Yeah, it was going. I think Wade said he was expecting it. Miami just snuck in there.
Hey, gotta give love to Pat. You know, Pat Riley is one of the greatest, GMs out
I think
for a
Chris
reason.
Kaman. I think everybody thought they was gonna get Chris Kaman.
Yeah, I get after that, but Pat he likes to keep his cards close to his chest. He'll tell you one thing, and I like that about Miami, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So good week for our squad, but it keeps getting tougher. We got this circus trip going on, so this week we start the week off Monday in Utah against our old friend, new foe, Laurie Marketing. Then Wednesday, November 30th, they travel to Phoenix against another team that's playing tough, number 1 in the West currently right now. And then, even though they low on the depth on the records right now in the Western Conference, we all know they gonna make a climb. Not only that, they don't get beat at home hardly at all. The Golden State Warriors. We see them on Friday, December 2nd. So, what you think we gonna see this week, Snow?
Well, after last week saying we was gonna go 1-2, I'm gonna flip it and say 2-1. I think we're gonna have a decent week. We are finally starting to figure some things out. The upcoming games. So the next 3 games, the combined record of our opponents is 34-25. Remember what I said last podcast? I said the next 10 games is going to let us know if we're going to be a playoff team or if we need to figure something else out. And we're already turning it in the right direction. So I'm expecting the same. I'm expecting another 2-1 week at least. There's a chance we can sweep this week because I think Golden State is kind of beatable right now. Depending on
they are vulnerable.
And some nights they sit Steph and Clay. So we'll see what happens when we get out there. But I really believe that this is a chance for the Bulls to start to build some momentum. We're finally getting guys back that were hurt. Guys are playing well. Pat's playing well. Kobe's starting to pick it up. We know DeMar's going to be okay. So yeah, I'm expecting us to build off the momentum of having a great week last week. I think we're going to continue to, because even though, like you said, even though we lost to OKC, we were right there. It's not like they blew us out. So I am expecting a lot more from us this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we beat Utah. They starting to come down to reality, although it's only 2 games separate the top 8 teams in the West, and Utah's in that.
They lost 3 in a row.
They're starting to come down to earth a little bit. Phoenix is beatable. We play good against them. We tend to go back and forth. I know I said that against Denver, but it's true. Golden State is the tough one because they tend to make us look like a G League team. if I'm just being honest. Clay had that record against us in the United Center, and they make us look bad, and it's an ESPN game. But they have been showing cheeks in their armor this this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and Homer Rights Unite. I'm gonna call it 3-0 week.
Woo, calling it sweet.
I'm gonna call it 3-0 week, winning streak time.
Hey, I love it.
Last week the question was this road trip gonna be a chemistry builder or a grave digger? I think the chemistry will be built on the road.
It's building.
Yeah. So what I missed? Know anything?
We have to get some love before we get out of here to Mr. Caruso. There has been a Caruso sighting. He is finally starting to knock down the three. I talked about this last pod.
The rest of the game been there, but the shots was important.
And what did I talk about last pod? He is a difference maker. Man, that dude, it's like he gets these little plays that are just out of the ordinary, man. I love that about him. He sticks his nose where it don't belong. And I need that attitude to just start to go over on some of these other guys. Look what Caruso's doing. We need that out of you guys. But shout out to Caruso, man. He really is. He picks our bench up and he makes our. Like I said, at the end of the fourth quarter, he's out there now. Coach trusts him a little more. So I'm excited, man. Hopefully Billy D can continue to push the right buttons and we can stay off his butt.
Yeah. And shout out to Dalen Terry, who's playing for the G League Windy City Bulls right now as we record. So maybe when this show is up, somebody can put in the comments what he did. But aside from that, another congratulations to Zach for becoming number 2 all-time 3-point made for the Bulls. That's huge.
Yes, sir.
So another big week this week coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, subscribe, hop in them comments, join in this fire conversation. Let us know your thoughts about what we talked about today. And from us here on my board, we love you, and we out.